a part of the joys of riding in the country. You stop to take a break and get a Monster, and somebody fucking left their dip spit all over the ground. Fucking disgusting. We'll see. Woo! There is nothing like hitting the quick shifter on this fucking bike. Huh! Yes. So what's up, guys? Paramoto here. I want to talk to you guys about engine CCs, displacements, and beginner bikes, and what bike does what. Hit that subscribe button. It's over here. It's like over here. It's right here. Hit it. Hit it. Hit it. All right. Now that we've hit it, we can begin. So yeah, let's talk about engine displacements. A lot of people are confused about engine displacements and what CC does what, and what CC to buy, and you know, I've spoken to a lot of people. Wow, it looks awesome. That looks amazing. Not so amazing? Amazing. Not so amazing? Amazing. Anyway, I've spoken to a lot of people that don't seem like they quite know what engine CC does what and what it's really intended for. I've spoken to some people and I told them to, like, stay away from a 600cc bike for your beginner bike. And then I suggested to them that they get a 650, and they're like, what? What the fuck? Like, are you serious? Like, you just told me not to get a 600, and you just told me to get a bigger bike. I'm like, yes and no. Yes and no. That was cop. So, generally, you have, like, I'm going to say super sport, and then you have sport, and then you have, like, beginner slash fuck around, do whatever you want with CC classes. So, your super sports are your 1000s and your 600s. So, these bikes are tuned to be fast. They are tuned to be quick. They are tuned to have really snappy throttle responses. They're tuned to fall into corners. They generally have clip-on bars like this one does. It's a generally racy bike. That's 600s and 1000s. They're playing the same sport. You know, let's just say it that way. They're playing the same sport. If you want to go really fast and be uncomfortable, you get a 600 or you get a 1000. There are bikes that go outside of the norm, like Ducati. This is a 959cc bike. You know, it's not quite 1,000. And then you have, you know, like Daytona 675s. Those are 600cc class bikes, even though it's not, you know, the pure 600cc bike. You know what I mean? It's generally considered to be a super sport. Yeah, so these bikes are going to be fast. You're going to be leaned over in the crouch position. They're going to have a lot of horsepower. They're going to have, you know, a lot of torque. They're going to be generally race bikes for the street. And then you go, let's say, down a notch a little bit, and we'll go into like the naked bikes, the standard bikes, stuff like, you know, I wouldn't quite say like a BMW S1000R. But you have bikes like let's say the Ninja 650. That's the perfect quintessential 650cc bike. This bike does not have clip-ons. It doesn't have standard bars, I don't believe, but the bars come up, so you grab it up here and you can sit back and be a little bit more comfortable. This bike is, if you watch, what's his nuts, M13, he's got a 650, a Ninja 650. They're great bikes. They're good for, I would say, good for, you know, experienced beginners, I'll say, like people that have ridden dirt bikes and stuff like that. Like they have, you know, mid-range power, you know, 60, 70 horsepower and stuff. And generally, they're gonna have power, but they're gonna be comfortable. They're not gonna have as much power as, say, a 600 or 1000, but they're gonna have power, and you're gonna need to be at least a little bit mature or experienced to actually ride one as a beginner. These bikes, they're usually coachy. They're usually a little bit higher, actually. A 650 is actually a little bit higher off the ground than this is. They're bigger bikes. Like, you can feel them. Like, it feels like you're on a bigger bike, but they're cheaper. They have decent power. They're more comfortable. They're definitely more comfortable. And they're just, you know, they're all around good bikes, to be honest with you. You gotta figure out which way to go. I've taken this road before, and I think it's pretty stout. So we're not going to take that way. but I've been down there before. So the 650, you can roll on the throttle on the 650 and not die. This thing, if you like had a oops and you rolled on the throttle more than you were expecting at an inopportune time, you might be on the ground. You might be, going down the road on your ass. At 650, not so much. They're more forgiving. They're generally a better all-around package. Like if you told me to go from Boston to fucking Seattle, Washington, and I had to choose a bike just for that ride, I'm not going to choose a Super Sport. I'm going to choose something along the lines of the 650. It's generally more like a naked standard bike. Yeah, so they're great bikes. If you're looking for a good beginner bike and you've ridden dirt bikes or you're experienced, then you know that you're gonna stick with it, and you understand your limitations. I would say go for a Ninja 650. You'd be very well served. Either that or like maybe a FC07. Those are great bikes to start out with. From there, we'll talk about the lower CC classes. We'll talk about like the beginner bikes. Like back when I started, beginner bikes were truly 250s. Beginner bikes was like a Ninja 250. That was a beginner bike. There really wasn't much else out there, sport bike wise, that matched up to the Ninja 250. Like it was, like Kawasaki had the market on the 250cc class beginner bikes forever. And it was like back in the early 2000s, I think it was like 07. They went with a total overhaul because the 250s and the 500s were very similar and they were very old looking. They were still carbureted and these things looked like they were straight out of the early 90s, and they were, because Kawasaki did not change shit about these bikes for a very long time. You're talking about a bike made in 2007 that's carbureted. What the fuck? But I mean, they were carbureted. Please don't fucking kill me. Anyway, so they started changing those bikes, right? So the 250 got another overhaul. No. So the 250 stayed the 250 from 07, and then it was replaced. And it was replaced in, I believe, 2012 or 2013 with the Ninja 300. The Ninja 300 really changed things. The Ninja 300 looks like a 636, only scaled down, which is either really good for the 300 or really bad for the 636, depending on your point of view. I owned a 300 as my first bike. I owned it for about a year. The thing has, I think, 30 something horsepower. It weighs like 430s, and it's comfortable. It's a great beginner bike. They're cheap. My girlfriend just bought one. I think she got it out the door for like 43 or so. It might have actually been a little bit more than that. It might have been closer to 5 out the door. But for a brand new sport bike, that's not bad. That's not bad nowadays, especially considering a brand new 600 is going to run you about 12 grand. A brand new 1000 is going to be damn near, $20,000 now. I mean, honestly, it's crazy. It's crazy how expensive these bikes are getting, but that's just the way it is right now. There's an old Kawasaki. I don't know what that is. Was that a Bandit? That might be a Bandit. I'm not sure. Yeah. Nope. I was wrong. That's a BMW. Holy shit. That's old as fuck, though. It's always sad seeing somebody selling a bike like that, because they don't have anything else. It's just literally, would you fucking pussies get the fuck going? Anyway, let's continue my talk about the Ninja 300. The Ninja 300 has an upright seating position. It's got a wide seat. It's comfortable. It has little power. So if you're a big dude, you might outgrow a Ninja 300. That might not be a bike for you as your first bike. I was about 180 on it. It would get 100 miles an hour. It would get up to 100 miles an hour. And I was about 180 pounds at the time. So that's still faster than any beginner needs to go. I have so many good things to say about Ninja 300s. I would still own one, to be honest with you. I would still own one today if it would have made sense to keep it at the time when I traded it in to get my 600. But honestly, it was a great bike. I mean, I got nothing but good things to say about it. Yeah, so they don't make the Ninja 300 anymore. They actually recently came out with a Ninja 400. So, like, I think I go right. I think so. I'm pretty sure I'm right. So anyway, they've actually started really changing the beginner bike market. It's gone from 250, and then they got rid of the 500s. The 500s aren't really a thing too much anymore. They've gotten rid of everything, so it went from 250 up to 300, and now we're on 400s. I have not ridden a Ninja 400, but Kawasaki came out with the 400, but they don't make the 500 anymore, so they've toned it back down to the 400. I'm assuming in a few years they're going to reintroduce the Ninja 500, but I mean, whatever. I guess you gotta keep your brand revitalized somehow, you know. If it's remaking the same shit, just releasing it at different times. Ugh, God, I saw that guy creeping. I hate creepers, man. So anyway, yeah. So they have the Ninja 400 now, which has a little bit more power and a little bit more electronics. Spend a little bit more money on this thing, you get a little bit more for your buck. Now, basically every company now has a beginner bike, which is amazing to me. Like, Suzuki's got a beginner bike, Honda's got a beginner bike with the CBR 250R. Kawasaki obviously now has the Ninja 400. KTM has a 390 Super Duke. Well, it's not a Super Duke, it's just a Duke. 390 Duke. You know, there's so many beginner bikes out there. It's almost like every company now is getting into the beginner bike market, which is awesome, to be honest with you. I think that's awesome. Besides, those are like the three main classes of bikes that people generally would like me to explain to them. You know, the super sports, the sports, and then basically the beginner bikes. So, I mean, that's basically it on that. It is what it is. Well, anyway, I think that concludes this video for now. Until the next time, I'll see you guys. Please hit that subscribe button, hit that like, throw me a comment, give me a video idea. You know, I love interacting with you guys. So, until next time, deuces.